Peace to the planet.
Yo, welcome.
I go by the name of Charlamagne the God.
I'm Andrew Schulz.
And we finally come up with a name for this thing.
You did. You came up with the name.
Well, actually, I have to give that credit to Bethany
Okay.
Frankel, because I was on Bethany's show, and she said to me, you say some of the smartest, dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. Mm-hmm. And she goes, you're like a brilliant idiot.
Yeah.
And I go, that describes me and Andrew Schulz perfectly.
Perfect.
Brilliant Idiots.
Yeah.
So that is the name of our podcast.
Brilliant Idiots.
The Brilliant Idiots.
We're here.
Yeah, Charlamagne the God and Andrew Schulz. And I mean, it's a whole bunch of us out there. Mm-hmm. A whole bunch of guys who are not super well versed in anything, don't have a degree in anything, aren't experts about anything.
Haven't really researched it either.
Haven't
looked anything up.
But we have strong opinions on it.
Just a nice gut reaction.
And Google is our friend.
Definitely. That's really all it takes, is me just feeling strongly about something, and then I will put together an argument. And I don't give a fuck if it's not proved.
But that's what life is about, though.
Agreed.
Life is about moving on your gut instinct. Life is about just expressing your natural feelings.
Yeah.
That's the problem with the world now. Like, everybody, since everybody's so hypersensitive to everything, and everybody takes offense so easy, nobody's really in tune with how we really feel. And then when somebody says how they really feel about something, we say, no, you can't say that because it's offensive.
Yes. We're trying to feel what we think is right. That's the issue.
Yeah.
The people who are going, that's offensive, are people who are going, I'm supposed to feel this way.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to, I don't see any differences between cultures. I don't see any differences between color. I don't see anything.
It's becoming a politically correct thing to do.
Yes, exactly. So I'm supposed to think politically correct, and then you could say some shit that might be right.
Yeah.
Like this time, you could criticize a community.
Yeah.
And then people go, whoa, you have to respect that culture.
Or
as long as it goes along with your culture. That's what I've realized, is we're all about respecting other people's cultures until it doesn't go with our culture.
Yeah.
Like, it's culturally acceptable to, like, stone a woman in some countries. But you never hear people going, hey, we have to respect that people's culture. Like, sometimes
because that's just wrong. You can't just go around stoning people.
But according to who? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because some people would say it's wrong that we let women walk outside with skirts on.
Yeah. Okay. Let me back up a little bit. It is not, the death penalty is not wrong.
But according to who?
Stoning people is a little dangerous. it's a little torturous.
It is the epitome of dangerous because you're gonna die.
At least when we kill people over here, we do it quick, electric chair. I don't even think they do a gas chamber anymore.
So quick death is okay. That's your point.
I mean, I don't believe
painless death.
Yes,
painless
I believe
death.
in an eye for an eye. I believe in an eye for an eye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I understand what you're saying. You're saying like they shouldn't be allowed to stone people because they're stoning people based off the fact that girls might be walking around with no clothes on,
or they're talking back, or they're trying to learn how to read.
That's a bit much.
Yeah.
We have every right to be offended by that.
Because that's our culture, but I'm saying their culture is going to be offended by certain things. So everything is based on what you think is right. But if you really went in on your gut, like I don't think dudes that are stoning chicks, their gut goes, was this bitch trying to fucking read again?
It's
I need to throw a stone at it. You know what I mean? Like, I think the culture is telling him that's what he feels. But I think what I'm trying to say is, if we went more on our gut, and I used to always feel bad about this because remember when George Bush said he made some decision based on his gut? You know what I mean? And everybody was making fun of him and all this other shit. And
well, that's a guy who should never make decisions based on his gut.
Fair enough.
He needs a counsel.
But yes, true. And every president should have a counsel. Yeah. But a little part of me was like, man, I kind of make decisions based on my gut. Like,
we all do.
And I think a lot of times that's the right decision.
I agree with that to a certain extent.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why I agree with it to a certain extent. I believe that it's certain, and if you haven't figured it out, we're talking about offense. People taking offense nowadays. I feel like it's a certain moral compass that we all have.
Agreed.
And I also feel that it's certain rules put in place that are bigger than all of us that keep us from acting on gut instinct all the time because our gut instinct isn't always right.
Or isn't always acceptable now.
No, I mean, but certain things should never be acceptable.
Yeah, but there's certain things like back in the day you would just kill somebody, if he did some wild shit. But now you're not allowed to kill people, so you're like, all right, I'm going to let the government put them away. I
refuse to believe that during slavery time, slave masters felt like they were absolutely right. Like they had to know what they were doing was wrong.
Agreed. And I think a lot of people did. Do you know what I mean? I think
same thing with the segregation. Like, some white people had to know, like, okay, this is offensive when I just, like a black guy walk in my restaurant, I say, get the fuck out, we're not serving you. Yeah. Their gut had to tell them, like, yo, this is wrong. Even though this is the policy at the time.
Nobody's in the restaurant. These black guys trying to eat fucking pancakes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
How dare you try to eat some fucking pancakes in my restaurant?
What I'm saying. Morally, there's no way that they
black people trying to sit on the front of the bus. How dare you sit on the front of the bus?
They had to know that this is offensive.
So there's shit that could be learned. In other words, like group thought. That's what it is. Group thought is scary. Like I was just down at spring break, right? And Greg was down there. Greg's my brother, who's in there. And this is something I realized. Like when people start yelling shit, it's just infectious. Like April was on stage. April Rose was on stage.
Titties!
Show us your tits. Show us your tits. And the producers, guys, if you could please stop saying, show us your tits. We're trying to film the TV show. And then
unless, of course, you really want to show us your tits.
And then right back, tits out for the boys. Tits out for the boys.
Did she show them?
No, she didn't fucking show up. Oh. But it was like, no matter what you wanted, people are going to start screaming. You know what I mean? Like that hysteria kicks in.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that shit? Group
thought. You just said it.
Group thought. You know, like
infectious character. I don't know.
The shit that happened even in the Spike Lee movie. You
Which
know,
movie? Do the Right Thing.
Do the Right Thing, where it's like, oh, we're gonna fucking trash shit.
A riot.
You know, a riot. That's how riots start. It just goes, oh fuck, everybody's doing it. Fuck it. Even though that little part of you is going, man, we probably shouldn't break the windows to the store. Like we don't even know that guy.
I think riots start. Most riots start when a group of people have felt offended, and they come together to act on that feeling of feeling offended.
But they take it out on the wrong people.
No, that's just...
Nobody Beats the Wiz isn't holding you back. But the first thing that they break down is the electronics store. It's like, I'm going to steal some TVs. I'm going to steal some TVs to get back at the government. This flat screen's going to teach them a lesson.
I mean, that's just misguided energy. You know what I'm saying? Displaced anger.
Right.
Like, I want to attack something. I just don't know what to attack. And that's what feeling offended is. That's why, you know, when you look at somebody like Wale, you know, Wale just recently got offended
right,
at a WWE event. And he got offended because he was sitting in the crowd.
Well, put in context the Wale story that you were telling me earlier, where like people get at him on the internet.
Well, yeah, Wale is a guy that everybody slanders on social media nowadays. He's a young rapper. He's from DC, and everybody slanders Wale for no apparent reason. It's just like group thought. It's like, this is the guy we have chosen to pick on. It's fun to pick on him. Yeah. People are going to retweet me if I come with a good Wale joke. Yada yada yada. Wale responds to people all the time, even though I think he shouldn't, but he does. He's only human.
You're rewarding the negative behavior.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you know, we're in Charlotte, CIAA. Wale's my dude. He comes into the party. Immediately, somebody tweets, "Oh, Wale's in here? Oh, we definitely fucking him up before he leaves." Yada, yada, yada.
So funny.
So, mind you, I always thought that he was taking offense for I'm not going to say no reason, but it wasn't that big of a deal. But at that moment, I got it. Imagine you come in a party, you look down at your Twitter, everybody's tweeting you, telling you that you ain't shit, they're going to fuck you up, but then there's also a whole bunch of people coming to get pictures.
And showing love,
So that affects the people who are really there to show love, because he don't know who's who. He's like, I don't really want nobody around me, because what if some of these dudes punch me in my face or whatever? Then I'm going to have to fuck somebody up. So I get it. So he's at the WWE fight, same thing. Somebody's heckling him. Where the tweets at? You got the tweet? Anybody got the tweets? Hold on.
But the idea is that it's live. Like when people talk shit on Twitter and they're in like Albuquerque, New Mexico, it don't mean the same thing. But when people are talking shit to you and they're in the restaurant,
they're there.
And that's where it gets to you. It's like, oh, you're just gonna say this shit and I'm right here? Like, it makes you want to do something.
And not only that, it's like the straw that broke the camel's back. Because it's like, yo, this guy gets slandered all the time. That's why they always say, be nice and kind to people, because you never know what somebody's going through. That guy at the WWE event just caught the wrath that Wale has been wanting to deliver on somebody
So what happened?
For a long time.
So what happened at the event?
Hold on, let me find these damn tweets, man. So this is what happened when you don't prepare and research for things. Hold on.
We have a small production team here at the Brilliant Idiots, at the Brilliant Idiots podcast. Yeah. It's growing, but it's a small production team.
I just Googled this 10 minutes ago, and it was cool. But the problem with social media is Wale commenting on the actual situation. So now when I type Wale, that's what comes up.
That's the only thing that comes up.
Basically, the guy was just saying stuff to Wale like, did Wale just walk by me? Oh, here they go. Right on time. All right. The guy starts off, he goes, at Wale, laughing my ass. No, he said, did Wale just walk by me? Nah, he better come collect this fade. And then he goes, you at Monday Night Raw, fuck boy? Come see me in the ring and catch this stunner. And then they put... Hold
on. He's threatening with fake wrestling moves.
Yeah.
That's the hilarious thing.
So he goes, they should have put that bitch Wale in the nosebleeds where his talentless ass belongs. And somebody goes... the same dude goes, I got a rock bottom Wale for all my Kali bruh who hate him as well.
It's fake wrestling moves.
So Wale goes, where you at? And he goes, laughing my ass off, couple rows away, bruh. So Wale must have looked, actually saw the dude, and went to catch that fade. How can you be mad at Wale for taking offense at that?
Who was mad at Wale for that?
People on Twitter are like, oh, he's so stupid. He's a celebrity. You saw what happened to Kanye. Kanye had to give a guy $250,000.
He's stupid. I don't blame the stupidity. He's stupid because he got more to lose.
But how can you be upset? He's still human.
I'm not upset that he did it. I'm proud of him that he did it. You know what I mean? I feel like doing it. Every time somebody says some shit to me or says something on social media and I look at their picture and I could beat them up, or I judge based on the picture I could beat them up, I wish that I saw them.
And that's what Wale did.
But he's stupid to do it because he's got so much to lose. You can't say that he's not being irresponsible. You could get sued. When you got money, you can't fight.
Listen,
there's no catching fades when you got money.
Why not?
You gonna fight Charlamagne? All the people that say shit to you?
I mean, I have before because the guy actually approached me, but
he swung on you. You're not gonna roll up on somebody and then start a fight. No. You could defend yourself.
It depends though. It's certain things you shouldn't say to people. Like I'm gonna tell you what messes up social media. When you're on social media and somebody says to you, this is what offends me. Because this is just thing, and maybe it goes back to we've been trained this way. My father trained me to be this way. You can't tell a man to suck your dick. My father used to always tell me if a man tells you to suck his dick, be prepared to die or be prepared to kill. That is so disrespectful. Unless, of course, I enjoy sucking dick. But if you tell me to suck your dick, then you're just assuming that I enjoy sucking cock.
Which there's nothing wrong with.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I've never done it, but I mean.
But there would be nothing wrong with it. Now. The thing that's hilarious about suck my dick is it's such a great thing to say. Women say suck my dick when they're angry at you. Like, have you ever heard two girls fight?
That's learned behavior.
They go, you know what?
Suck my dick, bitch.
Exactly. That's how great suck my dick is.
Why is dick so disrespectful? Why is it so disrespecting to suck a dick?
It's it seems degrading. It's like I pee out of it. It's sweaty. It's fucking gross looking. And you're going to put it in your mouth. And not only are you going to put it in your mouth, you're going to suck on it. You're going to try to take it away from me with your fucking mouth.
See, I'm the type of person, man. I'm the type of person every word means something to me. Okay. That's why I don't call guys pussy. Because I actually enjoy pussy. So how is that offending the person? So when you say something like suck my dick, you're really trying to offend me. But you're going to offend me to a level because my daddy trained me this way to really kick your ass for telling me suck my dick.
So if you want to fight Charlamagne, just tell him to suck your dick.
No, I'm gonna tell you suck my dick back. I'm gonna be like, suck my dick, bitch. Suck my dick back. I'm gonna say like, because I'm going. You know why?
That would be, suck my dick back.
You know why? Because the law of energy is never lost. The discredit is really transferred from one party to the next. You hurt me. The only thing I can think that's going to hurt you just as much as you hurt me is to tell you suck my dick back.
Yo, suck my dick back is the funniest fight. Can you imagine two dudes like, just bumping chests and trying to do, suck my dick. Suck my dick harder.
Suck my dick harder.
Put more of my dick in your mouth.
Hold on, I'm trying to find this quote by Aaron Magruder, man. It was a dope quote.
If you're offended, what was it? It was like, it's important to offend.
It's important to offend, but you have to make sure you offend for the right reasons. And I take that as what I always say. It's like when you tell somebody the truth, they're going to be offended.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you need that harsh truth to offend the right way because offend brings on change. Example, I remember on Twitter about 2 years ago, a guy says to Andrew Schultz, yo, you act like you all this and that, but every time I see you, you got on the same whack pair of J's.
Same 2 pairs of Jordans. He knew it. He knew the exact 2 pairs of Jordans I had. Like, and what fucked me up is if he said your sneaker game is whack, I could be like, man, whatever, he's hating. But he knew the exact 2 pairs. I had the 3s and the 1s, and he knew the exact ones. And I remember I saw that tweet. And this is how I know Charlamagne trolls tweets.
You would have thought the guy told Schultz to suck his dick.
I responded back. I was like, you got the same 2 pairs of Jordans back. No. I responded. I think I said some real soft shit. I was like, "Yo, man, why you gotta say that?" Like,
no. I remember it verbatim.
I said,
Schulz goes, "Yo, man, why you hating?" With two question marks and 2 exclamation marks.
I had nothing. What am I supposed to say? I got more than 2 pairs of Jordans.
But I'm gonna tell you why that guy was right to offend. He offended for the right reason.
But I wasn't offended because he was right.
You were offended.
I was not offended.
Yes, you were.
I was. What is it called when shit gets called out and it's real? Like if you call a fat person fat, they're not like, I can't believe you would call me fat. It's like they're offended. But that's not offended when shit that's obvious.
It offended in a good way.
This is the same shit that annoys me. When you call like an old lady old or mature, and people go, being old is a fact.
Yeah.
That's not...
And it's a blessing, by the way.
And it's a blessing that you even got there, but it's not negotiable. Do you know what I mean? So, like, why are we going...
Yeah, what's the alternative? Antique?
Vintage? What do you want me to say?
Yeah.
Brittle?
Yeah. Weathered?
You weathered.
What's the alternative to old? Like, that's nothing to be offended about.
But the same thing happened. So he said it, and it was like, it got me on my shit. I was like, man, maybe I need...
sneaker game
up man, I got that MTV deal.
Now 2 years later, you're getting applauded for your sneaker game.
Every time someone compliments my sneakers, Charlamagne out of nowhere, just troll pops up on Twitter like, there you go.
Started from the bottom.
There you go. Started from the bottom.
Everything comes full circle. But that was a good. He was trying to offend, but I really think he was offending for all the right reasons.
I don't think he was like, I think I need to give Andrew the push he needs.
Hold up. What you just said is amazing, because that's what great offense does. It gives people the push they need. Imagine if everybody.
That's what offense should do.
Yes.
But most people just go, no, that's fucked up. You're wrong. You need to stop saying the words that you're saying. I don't need to change. You need to stop saying the words that you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Imagine if everybody was so politically correct to the point where we all bullshitted each other.
Which is what we're doing now.
So therefore there would never be no offense to be taken. So no change would ever be brought about. Think about it.
Agreed. Agreed completely. Yeah, you need people to say offensive shit. Like you need, Chris Rock to say some wildin' ass shit. George Carlin, all these guys who said stuff. Not just George Carlin, Aaron Magruder. A lot of people that just say some fucking Mark Twain. A lot of people said shit in the past.
Even if it's just to make you think.
Just to make you, oh shit, that is a good point.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why comedy a lot of times works well. Not just stand-up, but shit that makes you laugh. Because by laughing, you are co-signing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You might not really agree with the point, but you're going, ha, that is funny. And that is funny takes down the defense shield. Takes down a thing that goes, no, that's not right. I don't believe in that.
Yeah, when people laugh, it's not offensive.
Right?
That's why I don't think a lot of comedians are funny nowadays.
Because they're not trying. They're not pushing.
Because a lot of comedians say things that people take offense to. And then when I be like, well, what did they say? And then I hear it, I be like, well, that wasn't funny. Because if you go back to old great bits like Chris Rock, she
needs to be the first lady sucking his dick.
Yes, it's hilarious.
Woo!
And it's real. It's hilarious and it's real.
Name a comedian now that would say that about Michelle Obama. Name a comedian that would say Michelle Obama needs to be the first.
Barack didn't get caught cheating either, though. So
fair.
Fair. It's no room to say it.
Fair, but do you think that I don't think that anybody would say that about Michelle.
No, because they know that they would offend people.
And they're afraid.
And that's whack.
And back in the day.
Because you know what was bigger in that whole Chris Rock thing? It was bigger than the president, getting his dick sucked by a side chick. He was just basically telling women, be on point.
Yeah.
That's it. Be on point. Don't let your man want for anything. Yes, if you are married to a man, you should be the first person on your knees sucking his cock.
And if he's the most powerful man in the world, then you should have the most powerful jaw
exactly.
in the world.
How do we know Bill didn't go to Hillary first and ask for some head? And Hillary's like, yo, I'm busy too. I don't have time to suck your dick, Bill.
How hilarious would it be if there was like a moment where he was like, hey, Hillary, I just got this cigar. And she's like, I don't have time for your cigars. Oh, okay.
We've all been there with our women. We try to get some pussy, get our dick sucked, and our woman is tired, don't feel like it. You like, all right. This why niggas be cheating right here. You said that to them.
But they're allowed to not be in the mood, just like we're allowed to not be in the mood.
Yeah, and I'm allowed to go get my dick sucked by the side chick that lives in the Oval Office.
I disagree. I disagree.
Yeah, of course you would.
I would.
Sarah listens to your podcast too? That's Schultz's girlfriend,
whether Sarah listens or not, you know that's my constitution. I disagree.
That's true. He does.
You know what I mean?
He does. He gets offended.
I don't get offended.
You get offended when you see me out cheating.
No, I don't. I don't get offended at all. You feel guilty when you see me not.
Yes, I get offended. I get offended when I feel like you're judging me.
Exactly. Well, you feel like I'm judging you because you feel guilty about what you're doing.
Because I know I'm wrong.
At no point, I don't judge you. I say, tell me about it. I say, what was it like? Give me details, because that's the closest I could get.
Do you believe that it's a saying, is that which offends you? It says, never be offended, because that which offends you
is what
only
you believe?
Weakens you. No.
Oh.
Only weakens you and creates the same negative energy that offended you in the first place.
Like, what do you mean? What's an example?
Like when somebody tell me suck their dick, and I get offended and say, well, suck my dick back. I'm instead of breaking the cycle of negative energy,
yeah.
I'm keeping it going.
No, I could see that. It's like you should be able to control. Actually, that person almost has power over you if he can offend you. You know, if I know all I got to do to get you physically upset to the point of fighting is say suck my dick,
yeah,
I can control you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But if you are, you know, impervious to whatever it is that I say, gotcha. You know, if your emotions aren't affected by, I guess there is a power to not being affected. Like, a lot of people come at you, and I don't feel like you get crazy. Like, you just like, eh.
No, I don't. I mean, I really...
You listen to it, and you're like, you know what? Well, I've heard you agree with shit. Like, I've heard, I forget what it was, but somebody said something to you, and I was like, yo, that was wild what they said. And you were like, yeah, they got a point. I do say stuff that's wild. And
no, I'm going to tell you why. Because that's me taking the power away from them, like we just talked about.
Yes.
Because it's like that. I always remember that quote: "Never get offended, because that which offends you only weakens you and creates the same negative energy that offends you in the first place." For example, this morning the guy calls on the radio station. He goes, "I called to get on you, Charlamagne." I'm like, "All right, shoot." He goes, "You always on the radio talking that tough shit, but you about that life? Is you about that life?" I said, "Nope." And he paused. And he goes, "That's real. That's why I fuck with you, though." But if I would have been like, "Yeah, I'm about that life, motherfucker," because I would have got offended, because I'm thinking this guy's calling me a punk or calling me pussy, so I would have took offense to it, and then me and him would have been back on the phone arguing back and forth. He'd have been on the phone like, "Yeah, you ain't about that shit. I'll come to the station right now and kick your ass. Yeah, fuck you, motherfucker, suck my dick," whatever. It would have just got stupid.
Yeah.
But being that I just said nope, I didn't get offended.
You removed what he wanted from you.
Exactly. Yeah. I didn't allow the negative energy to be recreated.
You can't buy pizza if I don't sell pizza.
You can't what?
You can't buy pizza from me if I don't sell pizza.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If you come for it and I don't have it for you, there's nothing you can get. So he has no other choice but to just go, "All right, man, I like how you keep it real."
So with that said, when ethnic groups, religions, homosexuals, should they get offended when someone says something to them that is insensitive?
Here's the thing.
If I call a black person the N-word, if I call a gay person the racial, if I say homosexuality is wrong, or if I say, women should really be in the kitchen. None of this stuff I believe, by the way. But I'm just saying, if I said it, should they be offended?
I think you need a certain amount of offense for progress, right? Mm-hmm. You know, so it's like you need a certain amount of people to go, "Hey, this is not right the way, you know, we're being treated," or that.
Okay.
Because without raising your hand and saying, "Hey, this is fucked up," why would anybody change? You know, without asking for a raise, nobody's gonna pay you more. You know what I mean? Nobody's just gonna. You need to get your shit. Like, you need to get everything in life, right? So I agree with that, but at the same time, you can't have that in your mind as a human being. You can't have that in your mind constantly, like, the world is trying to fuck me, the world is out for me.
Got you.
You know what I mean? Because then it just limits you as a person. That's all you're going to see. You see what you want.
You know what would keep people from being offended? If everybody was truly equal. If there was real equality in America, I wouldn't get offended when you call me the N-word. I wouldn't get offended if I was gay and you tell me homosexuality is wrong. And the reason why is because we're equal. I know that we're all equal. I know nobody looks at me different. You know what I'm saying?
You just answered why white people don't get offended.
Yeah, because they're at the top of the food chain.
Because what the
That's
fuck?
not true, though.
No, white people get offended on behalf of other people. White people do not get offended on behalf of themselves. People shit on white people all the fucking time. White people doing this. White people holding us down. White people are this. White people are that.
Get offended.
First of all, 99% of white people have no fucking power. 99% of white people aren't holding anybody back.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
that's the misconception in America that all white people have power. Like, no, you get some,
no, there's a bunch of broke-ass fucking white people.
It's a trailer park in Arkansas right now with a bunch of people with a can of pork and beans amongst the whole
exactly.
community. And they have no fucking
and they're not
power.
holding anybody back and stopping anybody from voting or stopping
They're
rights.
trying to get welfare just like the next minority.
They're pissed off that their benefits are cut.
Yeah, absolutely.
But white people don't complain, and maybe because there is that, even in the poor white person, maybe there is that idea like, I still got it better. You can't say shit about me.
It's something to that. It's a lot to that, because think about it. Most people who don't take offense are rich as hell.
Because what are you gonna say?
Yeah, I'm rich. So what? And guess what? If you really do offend me, I got enough power to get you the fuck up out of whatever situation.
It's over.
I get you fired. I get you kicked off. Whatever. I can really make you disappear. But they still do get offended. They just get offended in a different way. And like you said, I think some people do get offended on behalf of.
White people love getting offended on behalf of others. They love standing up for other people. Oh, that's fucked up what Stephen Colbert said about Asians, or that's fucked up whatever. Like, because there's this guilt about where they are. That's white guilt, what we talked about. Yeah. There's this guilt like, oh, I have it so good, right? I feel horrible about this. Let me be offended on behalf of whatever. When fucking, I don't know, part of me is just like, everybody's so goddamn offended about everything. You can't say anything. It's just like, shut the fuck up.
Some shit is insensitive, though. Like, it's certain things you just shouldn't say. Like, you can't tell somebody that they're just wrong for whatever it is they have no control of. Okay. And what I mean by that is, I can't help it if this is my ethnicity. I can't help it if this is my ethnicity.
Your what? My ethnicity.
Ethnicity, whatever. Okay. Whatever the fuck. You know what the fuck I mean. I'm
is
from
that
South Carolina.
New female rapper?
Listen,
what the?
You're offending me.
Check out ethnicity coming out.
You're offending
December
me. 2015. You're offending me because of the educational system I went through in South Carolina, okay?
I'm offending you because you didn't read the fucking word? This is exactly what we're talking about. Yo, no, I was watching that Brian Gumbel show on HBO, The Real Sports with Brian Gumbel. Mm-hmm. They did this huge piece about North Carolina letting football players and athletes in and giving them fake majors, and they have to graduate because the NCAA gives them money if they graduate, and then when they leave, they don't really have a degree that can get them anywhere, right? And I go, and this whole piece about how fucking horrible it is that they're doing that to these guys and how they're not getting an education. It's so fucked up the school's doing that. And I said, hold the fuck on. These kids have the same responsibility as anybody else that goes to college. Absolutely. To pick a fucking major. Absolutely. Nobody told me what to major in. I majored in some bullshit and then I switched it. But I'm not going to feel bad for someone who got a free ride at college and decided to fuck it up.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? Like, apparently a couple of these guys aren't reading at high levels and shit like that. Okay, step in, give them help, and I blame the high schools for passing them out of high school.
That's that bullshit George Bush, no child left behind. That.
Exactly. You leave a motherfucker behind.
That was some shit that would have benefited George Bush when he was in fucking school. We saw how slow he was. Exactly. That's why he implemented that shit.
Exactly.
That's what that shit was about.
It's true. But sometimes you need to leave a child behind so he learns how to fucking read, and he's not 18 and know how to read.
But some parents will take offense to that. Are you calling my child dumb?
Yeah.
And guess what? The teacher, instead of the teacher saying, yes, your child is kind of dumb right now.
Yeah.
The teacher has to say, no, we don't think he's dumb. We just don't think he's ready to go to the next grade, or he's not reading on the level that we want him to. But because a parent will get offended and come down there and raise hell, they send all these dumb kids through school.
No, it's bullshit. And they just can't afford to keep all the kids. That's the other thing. The schools can't afford to just keep all these kids that aren't passing to the next level. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of shit that's fucked up. There's problems in the home. These kids are going home. They don't have fucking electricity and shit like that. They don't got food. It's hard to do homework when you're in a fucked up home. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, there's a lot of fucked up shit going on. But I just can't. You got to hold people responsible at least when they're 18. It's like, choose the classes you want.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, don't take some bullshit if you plan on using this education for something. Like, they were really shitting all over the universities how awful if they could do this to these students. They're giving them $200,000 in education.
Yeah.
They're not going to say you can't be a business major, and they're going to give you tutors.
Absolutely.
So it's like, at a certain point in time, we need to be responsible for ourselves. I don't know what that has to do with being offended.
I don't even know either. But I do want to say, since we discussed the problem, which we think. The problem we basically think is that people are very hypersensitive.
Yes.
Oh, back to my original point when I said that, how can you be mad at me for being offended about something I can't control? I can't control my race. I'm going to say race now and not ethnicity because that's not the word.
Yeah, it is not the word.
My sexuality.
There isn't actually a word, ethnicity.
I bet
you just keep on adding more and more letters.
A black girl in Harlem whose name is ethnicity. Okay? But like my race.
Shout out to Ethnicity Johnson.
My race, my religion. I can't control these things.
Okay.
So I have every right to be offended because this is what I am. This is what I represent.
Okay.
So if you tell me like, oh, you know, you're an N-word, oh, you're this, you're that, I have every right to be offended. And how are you to tell me that I'm not supposed to be offended? So I guess what I'm trying to say is, since we have acknowledged the problem of being offended, what is the solution? What would you tell somebody when it comes to taking offense to certain
this is
things?
what I would stop the hysteria. I don't think the problem is feeling offended, right? I think the problem is the hysteria. And I think social media is a perfect platform for hysteria, right? If you tweet some shit that people want to agree with, I mean, you probably know this just from tweeting in general. The other day, I saw this old couple that I thought was really like adorable, that they were together and in love, and I was like, yo, it makes me happy to see old couples in love and they made it through and they're going to be together. I never got so many retweets and favorites on something in my life because people agreed with that sentiment.
That's some old bullshit. That's some old fake inspirational shit.
Son, I felt it. I saw this old. It turns out they weren't even married. I later learned they were on a date. But like, and that's probably why they were so happy.
By the way, I get offended by you fake inspirational people.
Yo, listen. Fuck you, fake. You fake inspirational motherfucker. You and your fucking quotes. Shut the fuck up with that. Real my ass.
Mine are motivational. When I say I'm praying for you, I'm really praying for you.
Do not believe this fucking shit. He's winking at me while he's saying this. I just want everybody to know he's winking.
I'm offended that you don't believe I would really pray for somebody.
Shut the fuck up. All right, so this is what I think we need. I think we need on Facebook, I think we need a dislike button. I think on Twitter we need a worst the opposite of favorite.
Got you.
The least favorite. I think we need negative reinforcement because I think what happens on Twitter.
I think we have enough of that on social media.
I think there's so much of this is, you know, I'm offended by Kentucky Fried Chicken or something like that, or I'm offended by the way that somebody spoke about apples. That's my favorite fruit. And then if you don't care what that person says, you just keep going. If you like it, you retweet it or you favorite, and all of a sudden this person starts to get this sense of, shit, anything I say is rewarded because you don't hear the opposite. When if we're in a group hanging out and I go, man, I'm offended by that commercial about apples, you're going to be like, Schultz, shut the fuck. Nobody gives a fuck about your opinion on fucking apples.
Why are you offended on apples?
I don't give a fuck about apples.
Yeah.
But it's like you're going to feel that, you know, rejection. You're going to feel that negativity come at you. And then the next time you say some shit, you can be like, man, maybe I should think through my apples opinions before I just say it. But on Twitter, there's no think through. It's just boom, boom.
But you do see the reaction, though. Even when you do tweet from your gut.
You get
Who's
it.
the chick who tweeted out
You get it, though, because you're famous.
No, but everybody gets
No, not if you got 50 followers.
No,
and you,
yes.
Who?
Regular
Who got 50 followers?
Regular Joe Blow can tweet. That's the main thing on Twitter when you think about it. Somebody, a regular girl. I sent you the tweet when I said, this is what's holding us back as a people. I be talking to Andrew like he's black. I be like, this is what's holding us back as a people. And the guy, it was a black girl who was tweeting about
You're damn right it's holding us back.
She was tweeting about Nicki Minaj, and she was like, I don't know why Nicki Minaj don't got a day. Nicki Minaj is more important than Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. ain't never went platinum. She was dead serious. Dead serious. She got it bad. Like slander like that goes viral instantly. Till it's hundreds of thousands of people tweeting her. She never even knew that many people knew she existed. We don't know she exists, but tweets go viral so fast. So regular Joe Blow does get that negative reinforcement, like shut the fuck up, you dumb bitch.
But not at that level. A tweet like that goes viral. That is, you know, a miracle. Most people,
no, it happens
Doug,
all
the millions
the
and
time.
millions of people that are on Twitter, and I'm talking about millions and millions of people that are on Twitter. Let's say you only got, 50, 20 followers, like we all did when we joined Twitter. When you say some shit, people just ignore it.
Depends how stupid it is.
Man, it takes somebody else that's got a lot of followers retweeting it to get other people's eyes on it.
Exactly. So that's what they do. Somebody got 20 followers. They tweet some stupid stuff about Nicki Minaj is more important than Dr. Martin Luther King. I'm going to tweet it to Duval.
Right.
I'm going to tweet it to somebody like Officially
Fair
Ice.
enough. And then
Black Twitter will eat it up. Next thing you know, this girl is on the news for getting slandered.
So when should someone get it and when should someone not get it? I guess that's what you were asking earlier. Is like, when are you allowed to be offended?
I think you're
when
allowed.
When are you not allowed to be?
I think you're allowed to be offended when somebody insults something that you have no control over, and that goes back to race, sexuality, gender. And I think one reason people do go into the mass hysteria because they do feel like I'm standing up for all women. Because I want to make an example of you to let everybody else know who might try to offend us that you're wrong.
How do you feel about people who profit from the struggle, who pimp the struggle?
Oh, it's a lot of those. I mean, who? Al Sharpton,
sure.
Jesse Jackson,
sure.
Certain organizations, of course.
Jezebel.
What the hell is Jezebel?
That's the feminist blog.
Oh, I heard about them. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of these.
First of all, I want to say this.
Yeah.
I don't know y'all, but why is your name Jezebel? Jezebel was like not a good thing in the Bible.
What was a Jezebel? I don't
remember, but it wasn't a good thing. Matter of fact, let me Google
we ain't shit. This is brilliant idiots. This is a perfect example of why we're brilliant. Hey, why are you called even Jezebel even? That's not a good thing. What was it? Man, I don't know. I just heard someone call someone a Jezebel.
It's not a good thing. Jezebel. Jezebel was a princess identified in the Hebrew Book of Kings. Hold on. Okay, she might be a good thing.
See, this is why we don't know shit. But
oh no, Jezebel was said to have persecuted the prophets of Yahweh, and to have fabricated false evidence of blasphemy against an innocent landowner who refused to sell his property to King Ahab, causing the landowner to be put to death. For these transgressions against the God and people of Israel, the Bible relates, Jezebel met a gruesome death, thrown out a window by members of her own court in the flesh. Okay, basically, Jezebel became associated with false prophets. So that's what a Jezebel is. A Jezebel is not a good thing. That's why I never understood why that feminist group called it.
Look, I don't know why Jezebel. It's called it either.
Yeah.
But I just get this sense of, and a buddy of mine, a comedian, Rob May, would put it this way, is that this is how they do their stories. They go, hey, Ryan Gosling is sexist. Go find it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they go, just find how he's sexist.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Hey, this person hates women. Figure it out.
Yeah.
And then they go write a story. But that's what, and granted, that's what's going to get the hysteria going. That's what people are going to do it. But it's pimping the struggle. It's like, are you really trying to help women, or are you really trying to sell advertising?
Very true.
So that's where I go, and I feel, and on that point, and I do want to get your opinion on this. I feel like there's a lot of people profiting off of the struggle. You know, a lot of people pointing shit out. Yeah. And there's a lot of people who really do feel offended. They really do feel maybe like second-class citizens, or they don't feel empowered. And they will latch on to this, much like people who join cults and shit. They don't know what's going on in their life. Wait, you're telling me something that I feel is right?
Yeah.
I feel, not good as a woman. I feel less as a woman. You're telling me there's a reason? There's a bad guy for this?
Yeah.
Well, save me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But isn't that taking advantage of people? Isn't that pimping?
I don't know.
When is it positive and when is it pimping? That's what I'm trying to...
The only reason I say I don't know is because it's hard to tell when somebody is just pimping. Because, even when I said Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, when you think about it, Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson usually come to the aid of something that happens in the African-American community. But isn't that their job?
It comes to the aid of something that happens in the African-American community by somebody in the white community.
Yeah,
Where are they in Chicago, like you always say?
Absolutely.
Where are they in LA, where you always say?
You don't see it when it's African American situations. You know what I'm saying? When it's a matter of race that can be profited off, whether it's I don't even want to say money wise. I think it's most of the time it's marketability.
Because the hysteria, people love that story because it feeds their idea, which is white people are fucked up, white people are holding black people back. And I'm not saying there aren't white people that are fucked up that are holding black people back. I'm not saying that that's not a reality that needs to be addressed. But it's also way better news story when a white guy does some shit, because it's like, hey, look, racism is still there. Hey, guys. Racism is still out there, isn't it? When a white guy fights a black guy, look at this. Hey, look, it's a hate crime. Yeah. Maybe that black guy said, suck my dick.
Yeah. Anything with race pushes the button to make people offended. A great example of that is Kobe Bryant the other day.
What was he saying? Because I saw...
He basically said that...
it was the Trayvon shit they were talking about, right?
He basically said that you should not move... you should not move to come to a conclusion of a situation based on a person's race. You should move and come to a conclusion based on facts.
Yes. Agreed.
That's a yes, 100%. Did he pick a very sensitive topic to bring that point to?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know why? Because we're looking at it in hindsight. Hindsight, George Zimmerman was dead wrong.
Yeah.
We know he was dead wrong, but I understood what Kobe was trying to say. Maybe if he would have said that when it first happened, people wouldn't have got so up in arms. But the fact that he said it after the fact, we know that this kid is dead, really for no reason. George Zimmerman is just a crazy lunatic. Kobe looked crazy by saying that. But I totally understood what he was saying.
And Kobe, if you ask me, by saying that proves that he doesn't see himself as lesser, and he doesn't see himself as a victimized group. He sees himself as an American.
But that's how I feel.
And you feel like that, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people will latch on to the group and be like, hey, we are these people.
We're the victims.
We not even just victims. We just need to stick together. We need to do this, right? And Kobe was like, I'm a dude.
And not only that, Kobe said, how is this going to move us forward as a people?
I saw that tweet.
As a country, how is this going to move us forward with this type of group thought? And it is, like you said earlier, it's a group thought. It's a group thought that I'm African American, so I got to ride with the cause.
But you do, like, that's what, and I've racked my brain about this shit. How do you figure out, and that comes back to this thing, how do you figure out when you need to be offended and stand up? Because you do need to stand up, you know, for what you believe in. Make sure that everybody's getting equal treatment. You know what I mean? And how do you manage that, or just people who are trying to pimp the struggle? Just somebody going, hey, look how racist things are. Hey, look how, because there's all these comedians that do that.
No, this speaks to what we're talking about. This is the media pimped that struggle.
I
personally can't name a particular person, but the media pimped the George Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin struggle. They pimped the offense that African Americans took to Trayvon Martin being killed. They pimped the plight that African Americans feel in America. Because what was the reasoning to put that case on television other than the fact that George Zimmerman was white and Trayvon Martin was black?
Their ratings.
What was the reason? You know why? Because a bunch of people took offense. You got this whole group of community that took such offense. This is going to make a great story. The stories that nobody takes offense to, nobody gives a fuck about.
Yeah, it's so true.
Even in the African American community, I say it all the time. We kill each other every day at a much more exceptional rate than you hear about the George Zimmermans and Trayvons, Michael Dunns and Jordan Davis. Way more than that. But we don't take offense to that, so it's not a big deal. The stories that we take offense to, front page news.
Yeah, because
if it causes a protest, causes a riot, causes mass hysteria, front page.
Because there's looking in the mirror with that shit. Do you know what I mean? There's no looking in the mirror when it's a white dude that does it to a black guy. Do you know what I mean? But there's looking in the mirror when it's the community that's doing it, where there's nobody to blame but those people that are doing it.
I don't even think it's a mirror. I just think nobody takes offense, so nobody cares. If I had to gauge things,
it's not your fault. What I'm saying is, it feeds into this feeling of I'm second class and I don't get the same treatment, right? I'm not getting the same treatment as white people. Look, this guy's gonna go off because
that's what causes the offense. But that's what I said earlier. I said if everybody was truly equal in America, nobody would ever take offense to anything.
You can say whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
It's like when a bum says some shit to you and you're like, I don't give a fuck what that bum says. He's a bum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like on some level you're like, I kind of feel better than that guy. So what he says to me really don't matter to me.
Yeah.
But if the white man says some shit, it is the craziest thing. Like if a white man says the N-word, yeah, you should be offended. But if you didn't give a fuck about the white man, then you shouldn't give a fuck. What that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it empowers the word. Like the word is empowered by saying it's fucked up.
Yeah, I definitely feel like people pick and choose what they want to be offended about. I don't think, and I could be wrong, I'm just speaking from my point of view, I don't think there's anything. No, there is. I was about to say there's nothing that naturally offends us, but it is.
Of course, pedophilia. You know what I'm saying? Like you see anybody.
Somebody says something about your mom, your kids.
Somebody hits a woman. Like that's a gut reaction that you. Yo. You know what I mean? Like.
No, that's all of that. Everything you just said is subjective.
If you see a guy beat up on a woman, you're not going to step in.
No, I would. Yeah. But it's some guys that be like, yeah. she probably
Duval, shout out to Duval right now.
Yeah, what she do though? What she
say?
Probably was cheating. She sucked nigga another dick, didn't she?
Yo,
you
Duval,
never, for real? I'm serious.
Duval had the funniest tweet. Remember that movie came out, Hansel and Gretel, that action movie?
Yeah.
He tweeted, hey, this shit cracked me up. He goes, I think I liked Hansel beating up on them women too much in that movie.
I'm offended by that. I'm offended that he tweeted that. Jesus Christ. But I get it. Like even pedophilia, Jerry Sandusky wouldn't find pedophilia offensive. It's a way of life to him.
Yeah.
So I guess it does go back to culture, how you've been raised. But I definitely feel like nobody would take offense if everybody was equal. If everybody really moved the way human beings are supposed to move, the way they tell us to move in school from day one, treat people the way that you want to be treated, and do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and love thy neighbor. And if everybody was truly that way, nobody would ever take offense.
Yo, it's so true. It's because I feel that shit like it will be in my head. Like if I go to a nice restaurant and they put me somewhere in the restaurant, right? I always assume, I'm like, yo, did they just put me in a shitty part of the fucking restaurant? Because I never grew up going to nice fucking restaurants. Yeah. So I'm a little probably insecure in the environment, you know? So I'm going, oh, fuck, are they trying to fuck me over? You know what I mean? I'm offended that they would try to fuck me over. But it's just because in my head, these are these like fancy people that got all these, they have this etiquette that I don't fucking know about. Yeah. You know, so it's all about putting that person ahead. Whereas if I go to fucking Pizza Hut and they put me at some table, I'm not going, oh, they trying to fuck me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, that's real. I'm going to tell you why that's real.
Make me eat this deep dish in the corner. Fuck these motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Like me, I'm from Mount Corner, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Population less than 8,000. I grew up on a dirt road. I don't need much. I've never needed much. Yeah. I feel like I've overachieved in life.
Yeah.
So I might get on a plane. And I remember talking to you one day, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I rode coach. And you was like, MTV put you in coach? And I was like, should I be offended by that? Like, because it didn't mean anything to me before. Like, I'm cool with coach.
But you weren't coach. It was business. That was the combo. It was you were riding. You said I'm not first class, right? And
yeah,
I was like,
you was like,
you're in coach?
You're in coach? I might have lied and told you I was in business. I think I was in coach.
You were in coach,
I think I was in coach. I was like, I wasn't.
I was in business. Yeah,
I think I was in coach. But what I'm saying is, it didn't offend me. I didn't even think about it. I didn't think nobody was trying to shit me. Yeah. I didn't think nobody was trying to dick me until you said that to me. And I was like, well, I mean, goddamn, maybe I should be in business or first class.
But maybe growing up there, like I grew up in New York, so I got a feeling that people are constantly trying to fuck me over. You know, every time I walk down the street, it's a dude trying to sell me some shit. You know what I mean? Every time it's somebody trying, hey, let me get this swipe. But you know, every time you move in New York City, somebody's trying to get over on you.
This goes to my next point. New York is a naturally uncomfortable place.
Agreed.
Unless you're from here.
Even when you're from here.
No, when you're from here, you've adjusted to the uncomfortableness.
And my adjustment is people are going to try and fuck you.
Yes.
And that's my assumption, right? So going into that situation, I wouldn't care if MTV put me coach, but if I found out they put Dan Soder in first, I'd be like, yo, did they just fucking put me in coach? You know what I mean?
I've been here longer than
what
Dan.
The fuck?
I've had 2 shows on this network.
Coach.
What?
Not even an exit. Bro,
Dan ain't no OG Guy Code member. You came third season.
Exactly. Like, so if I can't justify my shit, and that's what surprised me with you. You know what I mean? When you were like, I'm flying coach, I was like, that's weird to me that they would put in coach.
It didn't offend me. And the reason it didn't offend me is because this is my thing, and this goes back to what I say about I just thought about it. There is certain things that just make you offended naturally. If I'm not uncomfortable, I'm cool. Offense to me is when I'm uncomfortable. And I think that's what we're saying today.
About being...
Are you really uncomfortable somebody called you the N-word? Are you really uncomfortable somebody, you know, doesn't like your religion or doesn't believe that women should be equal? Like, does that really make you uncomfortable? Or are you fighting for the cause because you think you're supposed to be fighting for the cause? Are you really offended, or is it fake offense?
And are you offended because you might feel lesser? Do you know what I mean? I get offended when in those situations where there's, you know, like people got a lot of fucking money and they're fancy.
Gotcha.
Probably because I'm going, oh, do they think that I'm, you know, they're better than me?
Yeah.
Do I think that they're better than me?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Is that in my fucking head that they're better than me? So now when they say some shit that's belittling or something like that, instead of being like you, letting it just roll off my shoulders because I don't fucking care, I go, oh, you think you could just do that to me?
Yeah.
Because I got a fucking fitted hat on? You know what I mean? Like, oh, you think, you know? So it's like, if you think someone is better, you think someone is, or if you even think that they think that they're better, You might not think someone's better than you, but thinking that they think they're better than you. Now, all of a sudden, any negativity that comes from them is more offensive.
Absolutely. That's why I said next time anybody feels offended, ask yourself, do you feel uncomfortable?
Yeah.
True offense will make you feel uncomfortable. Like, I don't feel comfortable with what you just said. I don't feel comfortable with what you just did.
Yes. So if somebody just says some opinion on the internet and you're like, I'm not supposed to like this opinion, but I don't feel...
Yeah, you know, it didn't bother you at all. Didn't bother you at all. Like, if I'm walking down the street, I get it all the time. Like, I might be walking, and the dude will be like, Charlamagne, you a short motherfucker in person. All right. Okay, cool, I'm short. I can't control that. That don't make me uncomfortable. I can think of the times that, like, I was walking down the street. I was walking to Times Square. These group of little kids.
Oh yeah, this is
this
so
little
funny.
dude jumps out.
This so
this little dude goes, "Oh shit, Charlamagne, you mad ugly in person."
Yo, this is so funny because you tweeted me about it. No, you texted me.
But what made me? It made me uncomfortable. It didn't make me uncomfortable that he called me ugly. It made me uncomfortable. I remember my first initial reaction was, "Who the fuck you think is cute? What man you think is cute then?"
You were all offensive. You ain't supposed to find me.
You ain't
handsome.
supposed to find me fucking handsome. So it wasn't the fact that he called me ugly. It was the fact that I was offended. I don't know why the fuck I was offended.
This is why
I'm trying to deal with this now.
This is why you offended. This is why you offended because in that moment you felt ugly. That's why you.
It was the way he said it.
In that moment, you took
you
out
motherfucker.
Your phone.
I'm walking into MTV about to sit down and have a fucking staff meeting about my late night talk show. I'm feeling on top of the goddamn world. I probably got on some goddamn $1,000 sneakers like I'm wearing right now, some Balenciagas or something, and you just gonna step out from the M&M factory and tell me that you think I'm ugly in person?
M&M,
fuck you.
The M&M store. He came out the
M&M goddamn store. Why you ain't in school, you little motherfucker?
Man, you ugly. Like, and the fact that it was the first reaction meant that he felt it was real. Like,
and I felt like I wanted. First, number one,
you told me you want to fight him. You said when you left MTV, you went out looking for him.
No, cause we left the building, right? We left the building, and you know when you leave out at 1540, you can just cut through the hotel if you park in that garage.
Yeah.
So Wax was like, yo, let's cut through this hotel. And I'm like, nah, I want to walk in front of the M&M store. I want to see if this little motherfucker is out here. Because I need to talk to this little motherfucker, okay? Because he can't just be running around calling ugly people ugly.
That's
all right.
Yo, but wait, you just said it.
Yes.
You felt maybe there's part of you that feels ugly.
Probably because I hear it so much.
You know what I mean? But you don't feel maybe there or it's part of you or something. First of all, I don't value my looks at all. So, like handsome or ugly, I don't give a fuck because I'm a man and that don't mean shit. Yeah. So, but maybe there was part of you that felt that at some time or whatever it was. Because again, you can't be offended if if you don't feel some shit.
No, okay, no. This what makes
you feel me on that?
No, I feel you, but I'm gonna tell you what makes me uncomfortable when a man calls another man ugly. And the reason it makes me uncomfortable is
I think
because
you're bullshit.
No, I promise you. I think
if you're gonna be, I think if you're really gonna be,
Schultz, I just internalized it and dealt with it. That's what makes me,
Schultz, I just internalized it and dealt with it.
That's what makes me uncomfortable. I don't like when a man calls another man ugly.
Why not? Why is that?
Because you won't call another man cute. You will not call another. All of these guys.
I won't call him cute, but I'll call him handsome.
No, they won't. They won't. That's the first thing I say.
But I would.
So who do you think is handsome?
Brad Pitt.
Duval does that to me all the time.
Brad Pitt's handsome.
Okay, he is. David Beckham.
I think he's kind of
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto's sexy.
I don't know if he's sexy.
He got some hair.
That ombre.
You tell me that ombre is official.
Yeah, it is. But I'm saying all that to say,
you're telling me you wouldn't just tuck his hair behind his ear?
No. But listen, I would not take offense.
You wouldn't just go do this to Jared Leto. You wouldn't just be like, "Oh, your hair's a little bit. Let me just
absolutely.
Let me just fix your hair."
That's just a bit much, show.
But not even like that.
No, not even like that.
just a little bit.
No,
you wouldn't say, "Can I braid it?"
No. But that's why I take offense.
Okay.
Because the guy that's calling me ugly isn't secure enough in himself to call another man good looking.
But that doesn't affect how he feels about people being ugly.
No, yes it does. And I'm going to tell you how I know it offends me and how I know this is the reason. Because as soon as they say it, that's the first thing I think. So who do you think is handsome?
And what do they say?
I don't think no man is handsome. You must if you think a man is ugly.
But they do. They probably do think that a guy's good looking, and they'll look at a guy and be like, oh, he's a good looking guy.
But they won't announce it. They won't step out the goddamn M&M store and say, hey, Charlamagne, you look handsome in person. Okay?
That's all you want?
Yes.
Charlamagne, you look handsome today.
Yes, that's what offends me.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you,
handsome.
I really appreciate it.
And your shirt doesn't fit your biceps, but you look handsome.
It's the large.
You look like wax in that fucking shirt right now. You're getting jacked, bro.
Yeah, I am.
You're getting diesel. You ready to find that kid.
You're not going to just call me ugly in person.
You outside of Build-A-Bear. You're outside of M&M. You're outside of Starburst Factory. You're looking for this little sweet tooth motherfucker. You're going to find him and beat the shit out of him.
But no, I think the moral of the story is, and it's just me personally, and I go back to this quote that I thought about earlier that I had to ask myself, is this really real? But I think it is. That which offends you only weakens you and creates the same negative energy that offended you in the first place. But I do love Aaron Magruder's quote when he said that it's okay to offend, but you have to make sure you offend for the right reasons. And on the flip side of that, you have to make sure you're offended for the right reasons. Does you taking offense help move something forward?
Yeah.
Does it help dispel something that may be out there that needs to be dispelled?
Is it selfless?
Is it selfless?
Not selfish.
Selfish.
Because if it's selfish, then you're pimping.
I agree.
If it's selfless, then you're trying to lift people up.
Yes.
And you know what I mean? And it's about that. I think in order to be offended, you have to feel a certain way. And I think that's why there's an empowerment movement amongst all minorities and all oppressed groups, which is, I'm black and I'm proud. I'm gay and I'm proud. I'm a woman and I'm proud. You know what I mean? Because if you feel proud of who you are, you know what I mean? I got a hairy ass. I got a fucking big nose, whatever it is. Like, these are things about me when I was even young. I was like, man, I'm kind of insecure about that. And then I was like, nah, I fucking like that shit.
Yeah.
If I like it, you can't make me feel bad about it. You know what I mean? It's the Eminem theory in 8 Mile. I'm going to talk all this shit about me, and this is who I am. Now what you going to say? Do you know what I mean? You can't say anything about me because I already fucking know these things about me.
So true pride
trumps everything. Like, if you're proud about some shit, you can't tell me. It's like when, I mean, I don't know if we should support, these big girls being proud of it because they're going to fucking kill themselves.
That's unhealthy. No, you got to lose
It's unhealthy, but it's like when some girl is thick or whatever like that. She's like, oh, look, I'm thick and I'm proud. This is what it is. And if someone's like, no, you're fat. And it's like, no, I'm thick. This is great. I want to look like this.
Okay, I think as a brilliant idiot, I've come up with a solution.
Okay, go.
In order to break the cycle of being offended, we have to stop taking offense because, like I said, that which offends you only recreates the same negative energy that offends you in the first place.
And empowers the offender.
So they'll keep offending.
That's why the N-word, we're just making it more and more powerful. Oh, you can't say it in football? Now the N-word just got more powerful.
Yeah.
I said this to you, I think, if you really want to stop people from saying the N-word, you have to let white people say the N-word.
Yeah, they'll play it out.
Because we will take the cool out of that shit.
Yeah.
So fast,
Absolutely.
like we did fucking rock and roll music.
Absolutely.
Like we did twerking.
Absolutely.
Like we did anything.
Absolutely.
Anything you want to not make cool.
Absolutely.
Let us do it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Just let a fucking, anytime you see some fucking kids with salmon shorts in Connecticut saying the N-word.
Yeah.
That shit, first of all, nobody's going to want to say that shit.
Yeah, you're right.
So, but what were you saying? It was about...
That's just it. Like I said, that's how you break the cycle. You break the cycle by not being offended because you think you're supposed to be offended. You break the cycle by being offended when you're really uncomfortable and should be offended. Because that's what helps move things forward. If you just ignore every idiot who says, oh, homosexuality is wrong, or, oh, women aren't equal to men, just ignore those idiots. Because you know why? It's people every day that are disproving, not only deaf ears, but it's people every day that are disproving those idiots anyway.
Instead of writing a story about this guy who's homophobic, write a story about this guy who isn't. Instead of focus on the people that aren't, focus on the people in the homosexual community that are doing great things.
Yeah.
Focus on all the stories about these married couples and how it's working out, how they're adopting kids.
Yeah.
So instead of feeding into the hysteria of this one homophobic fucking 90-year-old who's an asshole, do you know what I mean?
Who's gonna die anyway?
Who's gonna die? He's gonna be dead,
and
he's probably, you know what I mean? He's fucking gonna be dead, right? Instead of focusing on that shit. Focus on all the good things that make you proud of who you are.
I like that. I believe true pride trumps offense.
Word.
Be ugly and proud.
Yes.
Be gay and proud. Be black and proud.
Or be proud of how you look. You don't have to admit that you're ugly. You could be like, look, I look like this and I'm fucking handsome.
But it's the Eminem thing though. I'm going to call you ugly before you can step out the goddamn M&M store and tell me I look ugly in person.
Yeah, but you don't have to think you ugly because it's in the eye of the beholder. You know what I mean?
True.
Like you could go because, and that's the beautiful thing about being a man, and I feel bad for women about this shit. If a woman is ugly, she ugly. There's no, but she's confident, so now she's pretty. Nope.
Nobody believes that about you, Gabourey Sidibe.
What'd you say?
Nobody believes that about you, Gabourey Sidibe.
Exactly. Nope. No confidence is going to make me like, yo, listen, I wasn't going to fuck her, but her self-esteem, though?
It's through the roof.
Holy shit. So, you can't fuck self-esteem. Yeah. So, but as a man, and we've talked about this before, like, women will find the shit about us attractive. Yeah. And I bet girls hit you up all the time, like, oh my God, Charlamagne, you're so da-da-da, you're so
sexy. I'm so amazing.
Because they care about sexy. Women don't give a fuck about literally like physical fucking jaw lines and features and that kind of shit like that. You know what I mean? That's why they don't fuck us just after looking at us.
Yeah, I ain't no man ever looked at an ugly woman and said she's sexy. When we say she's sexy, it's a pretty face and big tits, a fat ass attached to it.
And a way of moving that shit.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean? But we could just be a boss ass fucking businessman. Jay-Z ain't good looking, but he could get any fucking girl. Yeah. Because he swagged the fuck out.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Look at Rick Ross.
Look at
How
Ross.
How big Ross was.
Shit, on your show when we were there with Ross, and he was hitting on a girl.
He had her wrapped around his finger.
Like crazy. She was literally going crazy.
But if he was Rick Ross, the cameraman, who couldn't afford all that damn jewelry.
Bearded ass off of me.
Please, exactly. He's being a creep.
He's a creep.
He's a creep.
Exactly. Yeah. But here's the thing. If you're swagged out, if you know how to fucking do it, and as a dude, you can do it. So that's the thing. That's why it don't matter. Like, whenever somebody says anything about our looks, so if you're a dude, your looks don't matter. Okay? So if a girl says anything about the way I look, I don't give a flying fuck. Matter of fact, I just assume that she means it about who I am. She's like, oh, I like the way he is, the way he talks about stuff, his energy, that kind of stuff.
And that's the moral of the story. For everybody who takes offense too easily, stop giving a fuck.
Word.
Okay? Stop giving a flying fuck, okay? You tweet about giving 0 fucks. How about start believing?
Yeah, exactly. Everybody doesn't give a fuck until they get offended
get offended by some shit. No, that's not the way not giving a fuck works, okay? And that has been another Brilliant Idiots podcast.
Thank you for listening.
Yes, we know nothing. So
and everything.
We know nothing and everything at the same time. So if you learned something from this, round of applause to you. If you think we don't know what the fuck you're talking about, hey, you're right.